Hello, y'all. Gallbladder problems are issues that we're seeing more and more today with the affluent diets. As we eat a diet that is a whole food plant based diet, we see less problems with stones. We see more problems in a processed diet, such as the standard American diet. We find more issues of gallstones. Um, or gallbladder problems, and gallstones are one of the issues with gallbladder problems. So let's take a look at it today: the cause of gallstones and how to get them out naturally. Well, gallstones are most common in women, people over the age 40, and people who are overweight or obese, especially if they hold excess fat around their waist. The other issue most common in people eat a diet of meat, a diet of dairy. Other risk factors: eating a poor diet, which is what I just mentioned. Poor diet, that diet that is the a diet that is not a whole food plant based diet. It's more processed, a lot of meats, a lot of dairy. That can cause problems with gallstones. It can also happen if a person is yo-yoing back and forth on losing weight too quickly. Some people will determine, oh, I've gained too much weight, so they go on a fasting period and they lose a bunch of weight at once, and then they, after they're finished, they fall off the wagon, then they gain the weight back again, then they do another thing of fasting, and so losing that weight too fast can be a cause factor for gallstones. Pregnancy, diabetes, a family history of gallstones, and a lot of times the family history is more of that you have the same lifestyle that your family has, whether it's the same diet, the same issues that your family lifestyle that your family has. High triglycerides. It's a type of fat in the blood, can cause a person to be more prone to gallstones. The other one is a lack of physical activity, and we see that one out there a lot. The issue of not exercising enough can lead to many health problems out there today. And the other one is a low HDL. And the HDL is your good cholesterol. That's high density that cholesterol, and you want to raise that up because the HDL is like the good cops that go out and get the bad guys, and which is the LDL, and take them back to jail, which is the liver. You want that good level of HDL, and if you have a low HDL, you're more prone to gallstones. What are some of the natural treatments for gallstones? Number one is maintain a healthy body weight. Is that person outside their body weight? Are they getting into that obese area? And as that person's diet changes from just a standard diet to the affluent diet, we see that weight gaining, going up. As that person changes that diet, they're eating more pastries, they're eating more high fats, and they're the king's diet. You're more prone to gallstones. Avoid rapid weight loss and fad diets, as we talked about it just a moment ago. A whole food plant based diet with variety, especially fat, are anti inflammatory foods. And again, the big thing: no meats, no dairy. If you can go to a diet that doesn't have those meats and dairy, you'll live a lot longer. According to Cornell University and Cambridge University, you'll live on average about 15 years longer if you don't have a diet that's that high in meat and high in dairy. Gallbladder and liver cleanse. There's all kinds of gallbladder and liver cleanses out there, but let me share the one that I use. It works very, very well of getting rid of the gallstones. I had a guy one time, he was flying from Czech Republic, and he flew into Heathrow, got into Heathrow, and he had a gallbladder attack. They took him to the hospital, and they stabilized him, put him back on an airplane, flew him over to Virginia, sent him to UVA, and he was a psychologist. And they said, "Doctor, we've got to take your gallbladder out immediately because it's full of gallstones." And he said, "I want a second opinion." So he called me. He said, "Walt, can you help me with this?" I said, "Come on, let's see what we can do." So he left. It was about an hour away. Came on up, and we put him on a gallbladder liver cleanse. And in 2 weeks, he went back, and there was not one gallstone in his gallbladder, and he kept his gallbladder. And God gave us a gallbladder for a purpose. As the liver dumps the what it does, and we won't get into that today. the gallbladder is a holding tank for that. Well, you need that holding tank. And so, what do you do? So what we do is we'll do 3 days of fresh apple juice, or the apple juice that's dark in color, not the real processed stuff, because the darker apple juice, the fresh, has it has I'll think of it in a minute. It has items in it that help to soften the gallstones. And so if there is gallstones, it will help soften them, and they're less prone to get stuck. So we do 1 quart of apple juice, 1 quart of apple juice every day for 3 days. And then that pectin, that's the word I'm looking for. The apple juice has pectin in it. And so then in the evening of the third day, we take 3 ounces of olive oil, 3 ounces of lemon juice, and a piece of ginger about the size of your thumb. Blend it up in a blender and drink it. Again, it's 3 ounces of olive oil, 3 ounces of lemon juice, and a piece of ginger the size of your thumb. Now, if you're somewhere out there, and I know this station is watched all over the world. If you're at an area that does not have olive oil that well, you can use 2 ounces of coconut oil. 2 ounces of coconut oil in replacing of the olive oil. And then if you have a large gallstone that you know is a big one, you can take 30 drops of lobelia. Lobelia is an herb, Lobelia, I believe. And lobelia will dilate the bile duct and to where that gallstone can pass through if you have a large gallstone. And then you're going to lay down on a hot water bottle or a heating pad, just on your right side. Put the heating pad or hot water bottle under your right side, just below your rib cage, and lay on there for 1 hour. Now, when we first started doing this at the clinic, we would do it about 9 o'clock at night when the patients were going to bed. But we would notice there were some folks that would wake up around 11:30, 12 o'clock, a little nauseous because they weren't used to that amount of olive oil. So we would give them some peppermint tea, and that worked very, very well. Where I live in the South, here we folks, they fry everything from tomatoes to potatoes to ice cream, pickles, okra. If they can fry it, they fry it. And if they don't fry it, they pour oil in it. Well, that frying with the oil or putting oil in causes some challenges there. But these people are used to that much oil, so when they do this gallbladder cleanse, it doesn't bother them at all because they're used to a lot of oil. So again, the days you do the apple juice, 1 quart of apple juice for 3 days in a row, and it can be with your regular diet, or you can do it while juicing. And then the evening of the third day, you take 3 ounces of olive oil or 2 ounces of coconut oil and 3 ounces of lemon juice, a piece of ginger the size of your thumb, blend it up, drink it, take say 30 drops of lobelia, and lay down on a heating pad or hot water bottle for 1 hour. And you can get up and do whatever. Now, what that's going to do overnight, it's going to dump the gallbladder. It's also going to dump the liver. So you're going to get a liver cleanse. Anytime you do a liver cleanse, you're going to get a gallbladder cleanse. It just happens together. But what it's doing is dumping those gallstones into the colon. The next morning, you want to get up and evacuate that colon so that you're not reabsorbing that terrible, awful stuff that just got into the toxins that came from the liver and the gallbladder. And to absorb it into your body, you want to flush it out. And the way you flush it out is you'll take a half a gallon of warm water, or 2 liters of warm water, and put 5 teaspoons, and I'm not sure what that is in European, but 5 teaspoons of sea salt and the juice of 2 lemons. Shake it up good, and you'll drink all of that in 30 minutes. You say drink a liter in 15 minutes, the other liter in the next 15 minutes. Do not go over 30 minutes, or it's not going to work right, and you're going to absorb all that salt, and you don't want to do that. So drink 1 liter in 15 minutes, another liter within 15 minutes, and that then is going to cause your bowels to empty. It's kind of like if you're going for a colonoscopy and you drink some Go Lightly or magnesium, it's going to clean the colon. This is going to clean the colon. And if you haven't gone within 15 minutes after you've done it, trying to bounce on your feet or bounce on a mini trampoline, you're going to go. Stay around the bathroom for about 2.5 hours. Bathroom's yours, and that's you're going to evacuate that colon. Now, be careful. A lot of folks will say, "Oh, I had a whole bunch of gallstones in there," which it may be just little globules from the liver, which can be bile or cholesterol. And the way you can tell is I would take a hanger and stretch it out, a wire hanger that you put your clothes on, stretch it out square, go down to a material store and get something called crinoline. It's what women put underneath their wedding dresses that make them poofed out. And you cut you a piece a little bit larger than the hanger and staple it on there, and you make like a little fishnet. Put that on the toilet seat, let the toilet, then on the toilet, then let the seat come down. Get you a pitcher of water, get you a plastic glove, and get you a little cup, a paper cup. And after you've defecated, and you're going to do this numerous times, you pour the water over that, and then you're going to have these little globules there. And so what you do is you can pick one up, squeeze it. If it squeezes like a jelly bean, that's just from the liver. But if it's hard and it doesn't squeeze, put that in a little cup, wash it off, and therefore that way you can collect your gallstones and identify, did you have gallstones, or was it just, or you didn't have gallstones? And that's a good tool to identify how much gallstones you've passed. Well, you want to repeat this the night, morning, night, morning, night, morning for 5 days. You can go longer if you need to. We've had people go 10 and 11 days if they needed to. And so, again, you're doing the night where you're doing the 3 ounces of olive oil, 3 ounces of lemon juice, piece of ginger size your thumb, the lobelia, and then laying on your right side for an hour and doing that in the night. In the next morning, where you're doing the 2 liters of body temperature warm water with 5 teaspoons of sea salt, 2 lemons, and drink that all within 30 minutes. A liter within 15 minutes, the second liter within 15 minutes, and stay around the bathroom for 2.5 hours. You do that for 5 days, night, morning, flush, dump, flush, dump, flush, dump. And that's a great tool that's going to clean out your gallbladder and get rid of those gallstones. Another item is be more active. Avoid birth control pills. Women, we said females are more prone to gallstones. Birth control pills can make you more prone to having gallstones. And herbs that are good that help is turmeric, milk thistle, dandelion root, activated charcoal, and lipase enzymes. Lipase is just an enzyme that you can buy. Lipase enzymes that can help you um, to deal with the gallstones more. So I encourage y'all. How do you keep from getting gallstones? That is, you want to eat that diet that is a whole food plant based diet. If you do get some gallstones, you can do the gallbladder liver cleanse. But the thing is, eat that healthy diet, stay away from those processed foods, and you'll be in great shape. See y'all next time.